This is your brother and friend Joshua Ponsafo of the New African Concept. And this very year, as you might have been aware, we are still on course celebrating our 50th anniversary. Thus far has God brought us, and we are very, very much grateful. And we would like to engage you on a particular journey. Now, for many times or for many years, there have been several requests to start a show of this kind. And that is why we are saying that there is time for everything. And the long-awaited show is finally dropping onto your screens very, very soon. It is none else but the Sankofa shift. The Sankofa shift, what does it mean? And what does it seek to do? Mpanyinfoɔ se sɛ worefi biribi na sɛ wokɔfa yɛnkyi at all. It means that if you are to forget something from the past and you make an effort to retrieve elements of the past, to cast a vision and build a future, it is not against or it is not alien to our culture. It is in this light that from the quarters of the New African Concept, we seek to retrieve the past to build the future. George Orwell said that if you want to destroy any group of people, then the best and easiest thing to do is to cut them off their historical background. Because without history, you wouldn't know how far you are coming, and then you could not project where you are going to. And that is why we want to bring to your screens this very show, the Sankofa shift. Now, a little bit of light on it. One, on the Sankofa aspect. What it means is we want to retrieve the past. So it is going to be digging deep into history. How well do you know the history of Ghana and Africa, and even of the world? Though we'll be centering most of our conversations on the context of Ghana and Africa, particularly that of Ghana. How much and how well do you know it? You may think you know it until you get on board on this program, and you'll be surprised that you have no foggiest idea of the depths of historical documents available. We'll be looking at Ghana, the past, present, and the future. That is the pre-colonial times. How was Africa? How were the kingdoms? What was our settlement? What was our belief system before the coming of the white man? This is very important. We will also look at the coming of the white man, and then the import of slave trade, the colonialism, the various wars that happened, the Sovereignty War. Each one will be delving so deep into it. And the difference or the unique thing about the Sankofa shift is that our interest is not just in telling historical facts. We want to pipe down into the why. The why, that is what led to these wars, these battles, and then draw a line, a parallel line through the dots like we are plotting a graph, and then bring it into our present times. And then above all, we cast a vision towards the future. That is why it is the Sankofa shift, retrieving the past to build the future. What about the shift? The shift here is to underscore that what our elders started or began building was not without errors or certain unfinished elements. So we are not here on this show to cast aspersions or to blame that they did not do well or what they did. But we want to learn the good aspects that they did. And then as all human beings, we all have limitations. Then we will also critique the error in their approach. That is why it is also a shift. So as we reach into the past, look at their principles, look at their way of life, look at their decisions and actions, like the bond of 1844 and many others. Then we transpose it and then look at the shift, the things they had it wrong and the areas they could do better. And above all, what you and I, today they are no more. It is you and I, what we can do to change the narrative, or to complete the unfinished tasks of our forebears so that we can lay a better foundation for our dear nation Ghana and by extension Africa. As you might be aware, we are counting some few months and days towards Ghana at 70. 70 years of independence. And this calls for very serious critique and assessment in the light of history and scholarship against the future. I am so excited to invite you onto this show. It is going to run on Mondays exactly at 7 p.m. So you have a new schedule for your Mondays in the evening. Mondays at 7 p.m. look no further other than the Sankofa shift hitting your screens on Mondays at 7 p.m. And guess what? Officially, we'll be rolling on the 4th of May on social media, and then we are going to have very healthy conversations. Before I drop down the curtains of this introduction, what therefore do I or do we want you to do at this material time? Maybe 3 or 4 things. Number 1, do well and then get to our social media handles. As you may see on the screens, do well and then get there. From Facebook to YouTube to TikTok and then any other. Follow and then like and then subscribe, because that is where we will be showing. That is the new African concept. And then be in wait or in ardent anticipation for Mondays at 7 p.m. Number 2, draw the attention. Let us create the awareness over these few days. Let inform a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a sister to tell a brother that from the 4th of May, a new show called the Sankofa Shift is setting on our screens, and hence the need for them to be aware. Join in the labor of pushing publicity or awareness to as many persons or people as possible. Number 3, let us get interactive, because here we want to really understand by retrieving the past to build the future. So let us get interactive. Please leave your comments. Even if you disagree, respectfully give your counter perspective. This is an open ground. So give your comments and then share your thoughts and then leave your questions. We can also guide us in choosing certain topics based on the interest lines of our audience, because we are in or here to serve you. So do well to follow us, do well to inform a friend, to inform a brother and a sister, and then let us get very interactive. Leave your comments, leave your counter perspectives, and then leave your questions that may also come on board. And then finally, we are going to run several projects here. Our interest is not just for the joy or the fun of digging historical archives to just entertain ourselves of what we have been through, but rather the burning desire, as you may know from the New African concept, is that we have that inkling that Ghana can and must change. Africa can and must change. So this is only a contributing element. This is to build a movement. It is to charge an army. It is to raise a new generation by introducing new levels of conversations into the media space or ecosystem. So our charge is that as we hear these things, we will be connecting it to specific projects which will be undertaken, sometimes as individuals. So we will be taking maybe videos and photos and things from you. We'll be taking feedback that you listened to what we were saying, you tried it in your neighborhood, you tried it in your home, you tried it in your school, you tried it at church or any space. And then the results you are getting, those are the testimonials that will be taken to encourage us that as a people, if we pull ourselves together, we can transform our dear nation and Africa. Let us get interactive. Let us link and build liaison with each other. And then we then convert this movement or these narratives into tangible products. That is the Lead Well Scholar. So the Lead Well Scholar program is a structured, transformational mentorship program by the New African Concept, which runs for 18 months. And we are already running, we run in cohorts. Anytime you get to know of the next time we are taking on a new batch, please, you can join in so that we set the ball rolling. God richly bless you so very much. And it is time for the Sankofa shift. I cannot wait to have you as we set the ball rolling. God richly bless you. And as we've always said, we see a new tomorrow. Stay blessed. Omafo bra